Okay, everyone. I hope that this is recording. So uh, let's get on with it. So this is the second dialogue for 第10课, which we didn't really finish in our lecture last week. So let's just we'll go through the dialogue, have a listen to the dialogue as we go through, and just refresh some of the grammar. 我不行了. We did this part in the lecture, but yeah, as you'll recall, 不行了, meaning that she's in trouble. She can't keep going on, and the "了" there indicates that this is a change. So she was all right up until this point, and now, as we know from the story, from the video that we watched in the lecture last week, that she's so tired she can't keep going. 看小雨累得连话都说不出来了. What I'm going to do is screen capture this because I think this has got a couple of important points in it. Just forgive me if I'm messing around a bit here. Hopefully this will screen capture properly. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I've got two screens on here. All right, so just ignore what's on the left there. So having a look here, sorry, I'm really messing around. So there's a couple of things in this sentence that we want to pay attention to. So the first thing is we've got the word lei, to be tired. So it's actually an adjective, but anyhow. And we're then describing the degree to which we're tired. Okay, so all of that is saying how tired we are. And of course, what's critical between those two things, so after adjectives and after verbs, we need our "the" there. I might make that a bit bigger. Okay, so that we can see that more clearly. So that's the first thing that I want to point out to you. That's old news. We've done that before. The second one is this expression "lian do." Okay, so it's these two here. And this is an expression which I think is new in this lesson, and as we've talked about before, it means, well, in this case, she's so tired that even words, so hua, she's unable to speak out. So putting it normally, she's so tired that she can't even speak. All right, so there's that lian, and in this case followed by the noun hua, which means words or speech, if you like. And then we've got do. That could also you could also use yeah there. Forgive my writing. Okay. And then I guess the next thing we need to look at is the other aspect of grammar that we're looking at in this lesson, which is the potential complement. So we have our verb here, 说, and then we have the rest of this element here, 不出来, 不出来. So really the key here is we've got 说 as the verb and 出来 as our directional complement. Okay, so to speak something and it comes out. And what we've done is in the middle, we've inserted 不. Okay, and as we've discussed in the lecture at the time, of course, that implies that something can't be done. 说不出来, 说不出来. Now, if we were able to say it, we were able to do it, then what we would insert in there is 的, 说得出来, 说得出来. All right. So if we wanted to express that differently, express that as being we are able to speak, then we could put the there, 说得出来. Now notice in this sentence, if we were to do that, if we were to turn that into a positive can, actually I might even just type that here. So by inserting the it's can. Just let me get that right. Try again. Okay. If we were to insert that in into the sentence here, then of course we'd have the to in the sentence. But just note that their functions are quite different. Okay. So over here in the red, this is when we're using some kind of complement to describe the degree or the state or whatever it is of an adjective, like lay, or a verb it might be. Whereas this de over here, if we were to insert it in to express the positive, I can do something, something can be done, it's a different function here. It's got nothing to do necessarily with the connecting function of this de over here. Right. Not explaining that very well. Let's move on. 小雨爬不动了，咱们休息休息吧。All right, so here we've got another example of a verb, pa, and we've got here a resultative complement, dong, which is another verb. Dong in itself means to move. To move. That's this one here, dong. Okay. And we want to express the fact that she can't climb anymore. So pa dong, pa dong. So if we connect those two directly together, pa is the verb, dong is the resultative complement. So as a result of climbing, we are actually moving. Now in this case, Ma Li over here is saying, well, Xiao Yu can't climb anymore. Okay, so we insert bu in between pa and dong to express this idea that she can't do this anymore. And then goes on to say 咱们休息休息吧. So here the 休息休息, of course, as it says underneath, is a suggestion. The ba reinforces suggestion, and also 休息休息, by doubling it up, that makes it also a suggestion. Now let's go back. 让我喝点水。到山顶还有多少路？让我喝点水。到山顶还有多少路？ Okay, coming back to our screen here. So actually, now we've talked about rang on a lot of occasions before, rang. And I've emphasized each time that, rang in those sentences, like 老板让我去北京办点事儿。老板让我去北京. That 让 really is asking somebody to do something. Here, 让 is I guess the meaning that we originally learned, which means let me, allow me. So allow me to 喝点水, to drink some water. Then she asks a question. 到山顶还有多少路? Okay, it should be fairly straightforward. 到山顶, to arrive at the 山顶, the peak of the hill or the mountain. 还有, still have, so here 还 is still. 多少路? 多少路? Now that may sound strange. Probably the more intuitive way that most of you would say it is 还有 oops, sorry, you can't read Arabic, can you? 还有多远? 多远? Well, we know 远 means far, and if we want to ask how far, 多远? Here she's asking 多少路? So it's kind of strange. It's saying how much road have we still got to travel? But that is a correct way of asking it. 多少路? And that can be used particularly in respect to travel. Anywhere you can use this expression 还有多少路? Right. Let's move along.
咱们才爬了一半儿，还有一半儿。
咱们才爬了一半，还有一半。So let's have a quick look at this. Zaman, I think by now we're more than familiar with. This is a new expression though, 才. Now you notice that it's come here before our verb, which is 爬, and we have that expression there. Now, what does it mean? Well, we could say 咱们爬了一半. We have climbed halfway. 一半. This one here is halfway. But by adding in 才 here, what we're doing is just saying, well, we've only just climbed halfway. So it's implying there's still a long way to go. Still another half to go. And then she actually says it. 还有一半. So the 才 again is for emphasis. Okay, it's emphasizing in this case that we've only just come this far. Right, let us keep going, otherwise this will be too long.
看来我爬不到山顶了，你们上吧，我在山下等你们。
So, 看来我爬不到山顶了，你们上吧，我在山下等你们。Let's have a quick look at this one. So again, I think we're probably fairly familiar with this expression. 看来, it looks like, it seems, it appears. 我爬不到. So again, here we go. This is our complement of potential. So we have our verb 爬. Okay. Now we had that before. We had 爬不动. Here it was up here. Okay. 爬不动. This time we're using the same structure, but we're using a different complement here. We're saying 爬不到. So 爬不动, we said, was that she can't continue to climb and move anymore. This 爬不到 means that she is not going to be able to, she can't climb and reach 山顶, the peak. Okay, so you can see how you can use different complements after the verb there, and again by inserting 不 in the middle, we're expressing the fact that this can't be done. She can't do it in her current state. 你们上吧，我在山下. So 山下, I think if I didn't tell you even, you would guess what that means. You know, down below the mountain. 等你们. So let's go back.
你呀，平时运动的太少。
你呀，平时运动的太少. This is our favorite Australian talk in the videos that says this. 玛丽，你呀，平时. So here's our new expression. So it's saying normally, in normal times. 运动, this again is a new word meaning to exercise or to get involved in sport and exercise. 运动的太少. 太少, I'm sure you'll understand, no problem at all. What's interesting here is here's an example of a verb. Okay, so it's I might type it instead of trying to write it. It's too hard to write on this thing. It's a verb. It's not an herb. It's a verb. Okay, but it's a don't ask me what's going on. What's happening here? Verb. But it's a verb made up of two characters where each of the characters are both verbs. So 运 is to move in one sense, okay, and 动 is to move. 运动. So this you would never split. 运动. And so the 的 comes after this second character here, because that's also, the 动 is also a verb. Right, moving along.
不是运动的太少，是事儿太多，多的做不完，哪有时间运动？
不是运动的太少，是事儿太多， 多的做不完，哪有时间运动？So let me print screen that, and I'll flip back to here, add another screen, and get ourselves set up. I think. Yes. Okay. Let me just drag this across. Right. So, okay, so this first part I think, should be fairly straightforward. She's just, repeating what Marley said, but putting it into the negative. This bit here, 事太多, again, I don't think you'll have any problem with that. It's not that I do too little exercise, it's that I've got too many things going. And then, how busy am I doing these things, these 事? Or sorry, not how busy, but how many things do I have to deal with? To what degree? Okay. So here we're talking about degree. So 多 here is an adjective, a descriptive word, and we're saying that the things I have to do are many to what degree? To the degree that I 做不完, 做不完. So this is really interesting because what we've got here is our little connecting word there for our verb or adjective plus complement. Okay, so this is our complement connector. And then what we've got is 做不完, which is this new form that we're learning, a potential complement. So here 做 is a verb in its own right, yeah. And we're saying we've used the verb plus resultative complement combination 做完, and we've manipulated it. So try not to write in Arabic again. 做完. Okay, so what we're doing is we're actually manipulating this verb plus resultative complement structure, and we've put 不 in between to say that can't finish doing it. So it's interesting. This is double layered. We've got the adjective plus our complement of degree, if you like, and that's connected by our de, and then also we've got a verb plus complement of potential, 做不完, which is acting as that expression of degree. So moving along, and we have a use of 哪, which I'm not sure would be intuitive for all of you, but this is very common. So she's saying 哪有时间运动? 哪 is like saying, well, literally, where do I have time to do exercise? Okay, so it's sort of expressing the fact that she's so busy. Well, where is there time? When is there time? But that's very common. 哪有时间? 哪有时间? Okay, I better keep moving. So where are we up to now?
不是没有时间，是太懒了吧？
Here we go with Mali again. He's definitely very much like Bradley of Big Brother. Anyhow, 不是没有时间，是太懒了吧? I don't think this is too hard. So again, he's saying it's not that you don't have time; it's that you are 太懒了. That's our new word, and as I'm sure you already know, it means lazy. Now, he's kind of, ameliorated things a little bit by putting but on the end. But it's actually almost to me even more insulting because he's sort of saying, well, I'm expecting you to say that you are. I mean, I believe that you are too lazy. That's why he's put the but on the end. So, yeah, I would have slapped him, but that's me.
不能只想着工作，也要注意休息。
Sorry, I'm just looking at the time to see how long this video has been going for. 不能只想着工作，也要注意休息. Okay, so they're starting to pull in some other things from our earlier lessons. 不能, one shouldn't, one can't. 只想, only think. But you notice that they put the 着 there, 只想着, so it's an ongoing thing. Like, one's kind of constantly thinking about work, obsessing about work. So 不能只想着, so the 着 is that ongoing element. 工作也要注意, 注意 means to pay attention to take notice of. 也要注意休息. So of course you should also be sure, pay attention to resting, getting enough rest. Okay, moving along.
我建议你以后每天早上出去跑步。
我建议你以后每天早上出去跑步. So, jumping back, here's our new word in this lesson, 建议, to propose, suggest. So here, 田中 is making a suggestion. And that's a great way to start. If you want to make a suggestion to somebody, it's a great way to start. Just say 我建议. Get that out of the way, and then go ahead with whatever it is that you want to suggest. 你以后. Now you notice here, so I'm going to draw a line here, okay? So in a sense, this bit here is kind of like a new sentence, right? In the first bit, 我建议, okay, you're sort of starting off saying, I'd like to suggest, and then the suggestion itself is formed into almost like a complete sentence on its own. So that being the case, 你 is the subject here, which I've managed to cover up with my line. 你. And what I really want you to look at is the 以后 and where it comes in the sentence. So we've got a time expression. So let's have a look at our, I'm running out of colors here. We've got a time expression, 每天早上. What I want you to notice is that 以后 does not come after 每天早上. It doesn't come after the time expression. So the 以后 is not related to that time expression at all. It's not saying after that time. That's the first thing. 出去. 出去 is a verb with a directional complement. 出去. You notice that the 以后 is not coming after the verb, so it's not saying after you go out. And then finally we've got, 跑步, which is another verb, and this is a new one. It means to run, to go for a run. But you notice that the 以后, it's not after the verb, so it's not like saying after you run. The 以后 is here at the front of the sentence, before time, before either of the verbs. So what it means is in the future. Okay, in the future. If it had come after the time expression, if it had come in there, well, it would have meant after that time. If it had come after that verb plus directional complement, it would have meant after doing that. Or if it had come in here after the verb for 跑步 run, it would mean after you run. So I just really want to emphasize it's up here at the front before any of those elements. So it means in the future. Right, going on too long. Let's get going. 以后我教你打太极拳. And look, really, this is a great example of the same thing. That 以后 comes at the beginning of the sentence. It's not after, the verb 教. It's not after 打太极拳. So it's not after teaching. It's not after doing tai chi. It's right at the beginning of the sentence. So it means in the future. So in the future, 我教你, so I'll teach you 打太极拳, to do tai chi chuan. Chinese probably translate that into English as play tai chi chuan, but we wouldn't normally use the word play. We would just say to do tai chi chuan.
你们快走吧，让我在这儿安安静静的休息一会儿。
你们快走吧，让我在这儿安安静静的休息一会儿. Okay, so this is the final sentence. 你们快走. So here the 快走 is, okay, so you guys hurry on. So it's a suggestion. She just used the ba. 让我在这儿. So here again, our 让 is allow me, let me. I'm not asking you to do anything. It's not followed by a verb. If the 让 here was followed by some kind of verb, then it would mean to ask somebody to do something, but it's not. All right, it's followed in this case by a pronoun 我. So allow me, 在这儿 here, and this is the new bit. Okay, so here we've got a verb, which means to rest, 休息. And here we're adding kind of a description of how we would like to perform this action, if you like, of resting. And here we've used an adjective, 安静, which if you look up in your vocab list means peaceful or quiet or tranquil. We've doubled it up, 安静静, because we are being descriptive here. It's adding a bit more flair or more poetic. 安静静的. It's very descriptive, much more vivid this way. And the important thing here is this one, the d. This is our third d. So by now we know that was the first one we ever learned. This is the next one we learned, and this is our new one. So the point about it is that I'd really like to emphasize, I'll explain just briefly in a second what this new one means, but I want you to just revise in your minds. This one, this the, is only ever associated with, that's not what I want. Okay. Then we've got this the. It's only ever associated with verbs. And the thing that you need to remember about this is that it always comes where in relation to the verb? It always comes before. This is going to go off screen, I think. That's no good. Doesn't help you. I might just put it here. So it always goes before. Okay, so just to make this a little clearer. Okay, so this will describe the degree, the state, etc. And then we have finally this one, and this one is always associated with verbs, and it always comes after the verb. Okay, so this is where we're describing, the manner in which something is done, I guess. All right, so then the words, the phrase describing how something is done comes first. The linking word is the de, and then we have the verb afterwards. Guys, you'll learn more about this de in future lessons in Introductory 1, so don't sweat it too much at the moment. You will not be tested on this. Just one final comment. Often you will hear people in China, when they say a phrase like this, because they're influenced by their local dialect, they'll say 安安静静地休息. And in fact, in songs as well, where this d is used, it's interesting. They will always pronounce it as di. 安安静静地休息. So in Nanjing dialect, this d is always pronounced as di. Okay, so that's it. I've gone for 29 minutes. I'm sorry about that. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to load this up onto the internet. So thanks very much for listening, guys.